All right, we're rolling. Freddie Simone. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Matt.
Thanks. What brings you here today?
You asked me to come and talk.
Oh, that's right.
You invited me, so I decided, yes.
Yeah, well...
I have the day off, so I might as well come off and talk to you.
Okay, well, let's start with a question, which is that...
Questions.
Here it comes. Mm-hmm. Should we change the name of Memorial Day to Dead American Soldiers Day? Because that's what we celebrate.
D-A-S. Dast?
Yeah, that'd be pretty long.
Well, you could change the name of the holiday, but you have to make it phonetically okay, and not phonetically, acronymically, because that's
okay. So you would be okay with changing it to Dead American Soldiers Day?
I mean, as long as we still honor the same exact things.
Yeah, I think it'd be better, like it's more accurate, because Memorial Day, calling it that, there's a lot of things that are memorials that aren't like Dead American Soldiers.
Like what?
Just anything like a monument, a gravestone that is not for an American soldier. I think we could at least celebrate all the people that died and not just make it about Americans.
American soldiers.
Right,
Very specific.
I know.
Not only were they American, but they had to be soldiers. Like, it was a specific thing, a criteria, I feel like.
Yeah, we don't need to make Memorial Day about that.
Like, all dead lives matter.
Right.
Right?
I would have thought. But we already have Veterans Day, too. That should just be for all the military.
Veterans Day, okay.
Too much military celebration.
But then what is Patriots Day?
Patriots Day, I think that's
Isn't
September
that
11th.
9/11?
Yeah.
How is that Patriots Day if it's a whole...
I guess...
I never thought about that. How is it Patriot? Is that the day that we decided we will go ahead and do the Patriot Act and give up all of our, like, private...
Yeah, they should make that, like, Tragedy Day or something.
Right? What? How is that
or
named?
Just 9/11 Day, or they just...
Towers Day. I thought it would be named, like, the Towers Day or Smoky Towers or, like, Smokestack Day. I don't know.
Buildings collapsing day and whatever.
Failed infrastructure day. I don't...
Oops Day.
Damn.
Oops, that shouldn't have happened day.
Oops upside the buildings head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right.
I like to think that I'm right.
I think like 9/11 would have been fine, or like we would have remembered it without calling it Patriots Day.
Like they already told us.
Let's make it a holiday.
Well, they already told us we'll never forget. So how could we forget? We're always.
That's why we're talking about it now
on Memorial Day.
Yeah, I know. The day after. It's really like every day we should remember 9/11. I think, even on Memorial Day.
I mean,
every day is Patriots Day.
I feel like
because you can never forget. Well, you never forget patriotism.
But you should You should never forget you're an American. You know, ever. And if you do forget, that's your Memorial Day, because that's the day. Yeah, that's the day you die. The FBI is gonna come and kill you. That's the day your patrioticness.
You're not a person anymore if you're not an American.
Exactly. You don't even exist like the rest of the world. Only America.
That's the way I've always seen it. There's like people who live in Poland or Uzbekistan.
Where's that?
Like Poland's in Europe, Uzbekistan is in Asia.
Where? America's the only place on earth. What? Did you not see? We have the Gulf of America. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that those are just places that I made up in my mind.
I think so. Maybe Christopher Columbus.
It's weird how it's weird. I have an imagination like that I kind of just like.
You probably could draw a picture and tell me exactly where it is on your map.
I know. Well, I've got a way of looking at it in my head where I see it all too, or like I know where Poland is in relation to some other ones, but
they're not important.
Yeah, well, my brain goes to lots of.
There's America, then there's.
I was just like spiral into nonsense.
Then there's like we have America, and I know Canada is there, and I know Mexico is there because they're always trying to get into America. You know what I mean? They're always trying to jump the borders, eh?
They're always like, we're Americans too.
No, because they think they're up here with the North, and like America.
Like,
nah.
North America. What about Native Americans?
They don't have a
Comment.
say. They don't have a say in this. They've already. I feel like
they've already did their thing.
They already did their thing. You know.
They came out. They showed us what they had. We're like, show us what you got, and they like did whatever their dances and all that.
You know. Well, I don't know about that.
I didn't do it though.
But
I figured that like that's what it would look like if I was doing that, or, like letting people know. It's what triggering, like virtue signaling. I'm signaling to people.
Gotcha. So
virtue signaling, but the virtues of Indians. That's what I'm saying.
Native
virtue
Americans.
Signaling. Yeah, Native Americans. But I feel like I'm a Native American.
You are native to America because you were born here.
Yeah, like you're a Native American.
I'm a native Ohioan.
Okay, are you from Columbus? You could go to the city.
I'm Colombian.
Columbusian.
Columbusian?
Because Colombian would just be like from Colombia, like the country or the city.
Where is that?
It's
Columbus.
There's Columbia, South Carolina, and then there's Columbia, a nation.
There's a nation inside.
I'm going
North Carolina, Columbia.
Yeah, well, I'm just kind of like making,
I know you keep making all these places up in the world. Like
the Columbia, the nation, is another one that I'm just kind of like putting.
The world is flat. The Earth is flat, and the only place that matters is America.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of like.
I like how I love your imagination though. I know I love your imagination, and you like, oh, there's a place called Columbia, and it's a nation. It's a city. It's a city. And we get it.
Yeah, like should Native Americans get more representation? Because it's like we never put them in like commercials or TV shows.
Well, I mean,
we're just kind of like, hey, that was really bad what we did. Like, oh, that sucks. But then we just kind of like go on with our day anyway. We're like, oh no. But then we're like, nah.
That's the American way.
Yeah.
You barely touch on it like, ooh, we're so sorry we did that. Now let's brush over it and move on. Let's keep going. That's the American way. I mean, you should. That's how everybody should operate. You don't stop and apologize fully.
That's the way I see it. It's just like that I'm an American, and that's part of what it is
to be an American.
Yeah.
You should feel proud that you're a bubbleite.
A bubbleite?
Bubbleite. They live in bubbles. They're
Bubbleite.
Yeah, bubbleites. They're socialites that live in bubbles. Bubbleites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they get to be social, but they also live in a bubble?
Yeah, they're social in their own little bubble. So they don't know anything else about the rest of the world and everything, because they don't know about the north side region of America, maybe, because they're only on the south side portion of America.
They're just in their bubble.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I like being in that bubble. So we've restricted it to America. Like, now we've closed it. I can't go anywhere outside of America.
There is no other place outside of America that matters.
Okay. All right. I'm feeling claustrophobic. America is closing in on me.
Oh, that's how you feel? America's closing in on you?
Yeah, I need like a range of that other crap that I make up in my mind.
You need to get away and discover other cultures?
Yeah, I need to pretend that I'm other places that don't exist, or else I'll feel claustrophobic. But
you'll feel, overwhelmed by the American culture? Because it's too bubbling?
Yeah, it's too overwhelming.
It is.
The patriotism. So are you a patriot?
Of course I am. I'm American. There's no other way to be.
Yeah, what's your favorite 3 colors?
Blue, white, and red.
All right.
You thought it would be crazy, like red, white, and blue? I'm different.
I want to do like a lie detector.
Oh.
But because I know based on how you answered that, I'm pretty sure now that I guess you're telling the truth.
It is actually white, red, and blue. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. My bad.
I got confused. Those are some of my favorites as well.
Yeah. So, I think this is an interesting topic, patriotism. I'm enjoying it.
And should it be like really closely related to 9/11?
I mean,
it's up to you. Your call.
I know, but here's the thing, right?
9/11 is kind of more like about the terrorists too, and they're
Well, isn't Memorial Day because the soldiers fought against some terrorists at some point?
Yeah, well, like if Memorial Day was just all soldiers everywhere, then it would be for like Al Qaeda as well.
Oh no, it's American soldiers because I told you only America matters.
I know.
Only America, and that is interesting. Like, do other nations that you've made up in your imagination? I wonder, do they celebrate like a fallen soldiers day? Do they have all these memorials and these...
I think Memorial Day is just American.
Well, not Memorial Day specifically, but like, do they have like a Al Qaeda day for all of their like...
I hope so.
Suicide bomber days or something?
Yeah,
like,
show some love to them. Somebody needs to show some love.
Like, do they have a suicide bomber day where...
I think
they celebrate all the bombers who have...
all the people that died for their religion.
Kamikaze Day or something
should be celebrated. I wonder if they held like a candlelight vigil on 9/11 over there in the Middle East for the fallen terrorists.
Or did they just fly some planes, like do some tricked out plane show?
Probably.
Fuck. What if they? Like what if they? Yeah, like did they? Like, you know how the Blue Angels or whatever flies around with Al Qaeda angels? That's fucked up. They'd be like, that's to America. Like,
yeah, they can fly plane. I mean, they can fly our planes wherever they want, apparently. So yeah, I wonder if they have air shows over there.
I mean, probably.
They can put some planes up in the sky, I bet.
I think they already had their air show on 9/11.
I know. They're like, see, this is a better... They know about the air shows we have over here.
They're like, look at our fireworks. Pow.
They're like, this is an air show. Same as like... They're doing it in New York City, like the show business capital, like Broadway and all that. They're like, oh, this is a show, you know.
You Americans think you have plane shows. This is a show.
A city so known for live performances, and they give like the best live performance the city has ever seen. Like that's horrible. Such a diss to us. And I say that because I'm a patriot.
In our face.
I know. But it's like memorials.
They basically was like, bring it on. Right? Like
pretty
the
much.
cheer, like, now top that.
I know.
Right?
I mean, I sort of know. I can surmise. I mean, I can estimate what happened after the fact. But it's like memorials are anything that's a memorial marker.
That is true.
And so it's disrespectful to memorials to be like, this is Memorial Day, and then we make it about American soldiers. It's disrespectful to the memorials.
So
and
everybody
when you think
else
about
memorial, all the other memorials, right?
Yeah, anything that's a memorial, like anything that's a memorial, memorable statue or whatever.
So like
we're just supposed to forget about all of those because now memorials are about.
So like Scruffy's American memorialized soldiers. Bronze statue.
Any statue.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, maybe
we should have like statues.
Maybe we should take a poll and see how many people are offended by it. Because you know, you might have some people that are very offended.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed. Did you put a poll out there on the internet? Because that's the most
not yet
reliable source of information.
The internet is what tells me everything I know.
It's a good place to start.
Sometimes I don't know something. I just like go on the internet. I'm like, tell me some more things so I can like have some knowledge. I just go on there just to get knowledge in general. I'm like, because I don't have any.
I'm
like, I need more knowledge. I don't find it naturally. Okay. I intentionally, I'm like, go and grab knowledge from the internet.
Just like that, huh?
Yeah, not like that so much, but more like that, I should say.
You have to visualize the grabs. I get it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, so what's your most, well, okay. It's you asking me questions, but that's how conversations happen. But,
yeah.
Your most reliable resource, for me, it's TikTok. So as soon as I want to know something very academic or scholarly, like, I go straight into TikTok and I type it in. And I get some good information there. How about you?
I get good information from TikTok. Like what is going on right now. I think the best information I get from TikTok is like how much better other people are at entertainment than me. It's like how much better other people are doing.
I think
Because that's like the cutting edge entertainment. I feel like if you're willing to go on TikTok and see all of that, that you're in a good place. Because otherwise you're denying how good people are at things. It's like they're better. It's more I think it's more entertaining than YouTube. TikTok is.
TikTok is actually too fast for me. I'm more of a sloth when it comes to internet and social media.
Oh, okay.
It's a little too. It's that hyper kid that needs some Benadryl and needs to go sit the fuck down. That's what TikTok is to me.
It's like an ADD.
Yeah, it needs to sit the fuck down in a corner somewhere.
It's a lot of hyperactivity.
It needs to sit the fuck down in a corner and take a nap or something, so I can understand it more. Like
to balance it out. So do you look at it that much?
No.
Oh, okay.
I open it, and actually my phone, if no one else notices, your phone, when the app opens, it gets brighter. Certain things on your screen start, grabbing your attention. So I only open it and scroll for like 2 moments, and then I'm done because I can't.
Okay, yeah. I'll get information from every place that I go online, all of the apps, or just all the people that I know. I don't filter any of it out. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely filter this stuff out that's like, you hear stuff that's wrong.
Well,
there's people that are walking around just spewing wrong stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Part of it is people.
And I don't mean wrong necessarily. I just mean like.
No, wrong.
Yeah.
You said it's blatantly wrong. Like, no, that's ass backwards. Mm-hmm. But it could be the truth for them in their realm of outside of America, where they do different things.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening out there.
They probably live some type of savage, uncivilized life because they're not American. So
yeah, all that I can see,
like a void, non-American void. That's what they are.
Yeah, they're all like really tribal, and they're just like running around with spears
and loincloths. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Once you leave America,
it's remedial.
I stay in here. I stay in America.
It's a remedial tribe. Yeah.
Other people I know that visited other countries, they never came back. That I know.
Because once you leave America,
I'm flying to.
Exactly, and you never see them again because once you leave the American bubble, your brain is like, "Oh shoot, I'm no longer American."
Yeah, well, they think they're going to a place,
but they're not.
Yeah, they're
That's
like,
the trick.
I'm going to. I don't even remember what.
That's the trick. That's the trick. People leave on vacation like I'm going to blah blah blah, and they never come back.
I know. I just shake my head like, wow.
They didn't want to be.
You fell for that.
Yep, they didn't want to be American anymore. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They fell for it. Don't fall for it, people.
Even if they wanted to come back, I'm like kind of.
They got
down on their loyalty.
I was gonna say,
oh, you wanted.
They got the un-American ick on them now. So it's like we can smell the the unpatrioticness of you. No.
Yeah, I know.
The camera's this way though, right?
Yeah, the camera's over there.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I forget
I'm
sometimes.
making gestures.
That is the camera. And if it was like Joe Rogan never recognizes the camera.
Oh, okay.
But I'm better than him, so like we can say hi to the camera, I guess.
Oh,
though I'm not prepared. I don't have a lot of experience acknowledging the camera.
Were you wanting to be like Joe Rogan? Is that
yeah, probably, but not like, oh, I want to be like Joe Rogan. It's probably just, it's more like I've seen some of that, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I could be like that because it already sort of is that style. As long as
That's a good answer.
as long as I'm just having like 1 or 2 guests on every time.
That's a good answer because I really kind of was thinking like, man, he wants to be like Joe Rogan. He wants to force people to eat bull testicles in less than 20 seconds.
I love hunting and
fear factoring people into trauma for their lives, which Fear Factor was crazy if we think about TV.
It's a good show.
Was it? Or were we putting?
Did you watch it?
I used to watch it like, ooh, I can't wait to watch Fear Factor.
I would watch it every week.
I would too. But if we think about it though,
it's a little inhumane.
As fuck. Like
some of the things they had them eat were just like
laying in a pile of cockroaches or some rats or something like that. It's just like
some of them were just like eat a cup of bull semen.
Like drink this down and chug it down with just some
like
ants.
Eat a pig fetus. Like
for
stuff
what
like that.
That in this country, this is a a delicacy. It's a half fermented or half something chicken and an egg. Like it's a stillborn chicken, pretty much. And you're like, you're eating an abortion, half abortion chicken, and that's.
But at least they made it fun sometimes, where they're like, you have to sink 4 pool balls, and it's
was
like,
that fun? You can nearly drown.
One of them was like, they were playing pool, and there was 4 balls, and they had 5 shots to make all 4 of them, but each ball represented a different terrible thing they had to eat.
Yeah.
And so they like, if they got all of them in, they wouldn't have had to eat it. So at least they made it fun for them to eat that horrible stuff sometimes.
I guess sometimes it's fun. Sometimes I guess America is like it's just so. Again, Bubblites, right? You try your best. Bubblites. So like, you stay in a bubble and you're happy and safe, and you choose to come out the bubble to eat bull balls or something, and now you're traumatized. You know, now you're traumatized.
Those people are asking for it. Like
they're asking for
going
it.
on a TV show.
It's I don't know. American TV is just so interesting to me anyway. So
it's interesting that people that would like, I'm gonna go on Fear Factor.
Like, what do you have?
Like that's the route that they're gonna go.
But what are you proving? Who challenged you to say, you know what, I bet you Cheryl can't eat 6 buffalo balls in 2 minutes. I bet you that bitch can't. And she said, you know what? I'm going on TV and I'm going to prove it to you. Like,
this ends now. I'm ending this argument. I'm tired of people fucking saying that I can't eat.
Right. They weren't around when I ate the 5. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And then if you look at the prize money, I think it wasn't even $1 million. It was like...
It's $50,000.
Which, after taxes, you got probably about...
Right. It's like $35,000.
Then, honestly, the cost of living, currently, it'd be gone in about 6 months. Like, if you really play your cards right. And, like, if you want to move and, like, change your life, it's gone in 6 months. Easy.
Yeah.
Shit's way expensive. Also, too...
Tough.
Where did they get all those buffalo balls from? And ants and
They
things?
just had them on.
They just had them
in
on
inventory when they started the show. They're like, we're gonna need all of this.
Buffaloes were castrated to make Fear Factor.
Probably like 100.
And then how many turtles were killed? Because sometimes they crack some turtle heads and chicken heads and
lots of animals died, but Joe Rogan got sort of famous and
for entertainment purposes.
Some regular people got to show that fear was not a factor for them. That's apparently those things are what makes it so that fear is not a factor for you. So you have no fear. It's like eating the world's hottest pepper means you have no fear for certain.
Is having no fear a level of stupidity though?
Yeah.
At some sort?
You'd have to be like stupid to go on that show or like I'm gonna compete. Like, I don't know. I wonder if the people on there like authentically wanted to prove to everyone that fear is not a factor for me, or if they'd had some like ulterior motive.
I think most of the time the ulterior motive is to be they
just want to be on TV.
You get your 15 minutes.
Some of them probably wanted to lose on TV.
But think about the people who were like, "Yeah, I'm really gonna do it," and then they taste the juice in the buffalo ball, and they start eating, and then they look at the time, and they have 6 more balls to eat, and they only got through 1, and it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, imagine, you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid of time limits.
Eating and not succeeding and finishing. Now you put those balls in your mouth for no reason at all.
I know. Well, that's part of the fear. That's part of like what you'd be afraid of. Like, what if I'm
losing with buffalo balls in your mouth?
Yeah. What if I'm just a loser who ate a bunch of buffalo balls on TV?
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of losers who have not been on TV who got buffalo balls in their mouth as well. Nothing to
that's who they're representing. They're like, I'm doing this for all the people that didn't go on TV and do this.
For all the fellow buffalo ballers.
Yeah, they got a lot of fans that day. Maybe they got some Instagram followers and whatever.
Buffalo Bill fans, I'm sure.
Probably.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Who was Buffalo Bill? I don't even remember.
Not
that I should.
Here in America,
that was a real person, right?
Here in America, Buffalo Bill was allegedly, or Pecos Bill, Was it? I don't know. See, these American tales and fables are just that, tales and fables made
That's
up
what
by
I
shit.
thought when Buffalo Bill was brought up. I was like, is that a person or is that one of those myths?
Buffalo Bills are the Buffalo. I was talking about Buffaloes, the NFL team, Buffalo Bills, aren't they?
Yeah, we get also just like buffaloes.
Yeah.
Maybe they have.
Did
bills.
you know that's what it was?
The Buffalo Bills. It's like, what are the bills?
Of a buffalo, because
their
bills are on ducks.
Their logo is a buffalo.
So where did the Bills come
from?
Bills. Did Bill Belichick coach for them for a while? Is that where the Bill came from?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He was all Patriots only.
They're the Buffalo Bills, but they're Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick.
Buffalo Bill Belichick.
The Buffalo Belichicks.
There you go.
They should change it to that just to clear it up for us.
Just to make sure we know which Bill, because it could be the Buffalo Cosbys.
Uh-huh.
Right? It could be the Buffalo Clintons. The Buffalo Bill Clintons. The Buffalo Bill Cosbys.
There's a lot of Bills.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I guess that's what it is. It's like everybody that's named Bill is who they're representing.
Unsavory Bills, I guess, if you will. They have to be specifically. Because all three of those guys all love young women.
Yeah, all the worst Bills.
The worst Bills.
That's
not dollar bill or anything, but
they're
all
not
the
telling
worst
anybody
bills.
it either that it's like we're the Bills. Everybody named Bill. They're keeping it a secret, I guess. That's one of their. That's like part of their strategy to win.
I think it's representative of the Buffaloes because Buffaloes maybe like these unsavory Bills used to roam America a lot. They used to be very everywhere in vast regions.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I like those days.
Yeah, I mean,
that's America.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's like.
But they've
back
been
in the day America that I.
But
I mean,
now the Buffaloes have been, hunted and their size, their population.
I know what's going on with
has
them.
dwindled down.
Yeah,
a lot.
I know it's been tough for them to get to that point.
Yeah, and it's interesting though because while people still love Buffaloes, I don't know if they have a place in the world anymore. Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, they've fallen off.
They've fallen off because they can't stampede over things anymore.
There aren't
like
enough
they
of
used
them.
to. There's just not enough.
That was one of their big things. It was like their party trick. Mm-hmm. Like, watch us do this.
And because their population is dwindling.
They do it just to show people that they could, like a big display.
And if you get Buffalo Bills together, you can't make any more Buffalo Bills. Because they're all Bills. So there's no, you know what I mean? You can't make any more.
You mean the Bills?
Billettes, I guess. You don't have the Billettes to help support the Buffalo Bills anymore. So the Bills and Billettes don't work together to make more Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Billettes. I just wish that there were more Buffaloes.
Bills or?
The real ones. Yeah. The animal. So that there were all over, like it used to be. Like they just run. It used to be. They run
wild.
Yeah, they run through the city.
Yeah.
Like you might get stampeded over.
But hey, it was your fault if you were in their way, and maybe you had red.
If you're in their way, you get run over by a stampede of buffaloes.
Yeah.
Like, I defer to the buffaloes for sure.
And if you had red on, maybe it's your fault that you got ran over and stampeded because you shouldn't have been standing in the way and you shouldn't have had red on.
I know. Well, they act like bulls.
A little bit, I feel like. Well, there are bulls. Because buffaloes, the males are bulls, yeah.
Yeah. And full circle. And then
full circle back to the fear factor.
I just like the West where, was Buffalo Bill a guy? Is he like Wyatt Earp? Like Wyatt Earp is a guy. Do you know about Paul Bunyan?
Paul Bunyan, he created the Grand Canyon, allegedly.
That was him?
Mm-hmm. He dropped his axe, and he drug it, and it created the Grand Canyon that we know today. Some big giant man.
Oh, yeah. It was
not God.
It was always a man.
Right? Not God, either. Like...
Paul freaking Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan and his blue ox.
Yeah.
Was walking across the nation. Just America, nowhere else. So, the African Victorian Falls,
he knew what was up.
He knew that there's no other place. Right. Yeah. No other place exists. But he dropped his axe and he drug it or some shit like that. And he made the Grand Canyon.
I love that story.
Yeah, it was told to every child in school. And when you grow up and then you learn how America and the world works.
It doesn't matter what like scientifically happened.
No, science.
Sorry, I don't know.
No, I was gonna say what's science.
Yeah, you're right. I just like is the. I don't know.
You were about the science. What is
I'm
that?
I'm just getting off track.
Oh, you're talking about
Science.
like the stars. Science.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like sci-fi.
Okay, like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Also, America in the sky. I'm just saying.
You can go into the sky and it's still America. I mean, it's all going to be owned by America one day anyway.
It will be. It already is.
The universe. Yeah.
The American
well, as long as
skies.
we're naming all of that stuff.
The American skies. You've never
I know names for the stars, and since I'm from America, I know that they came from here specifically.
What's the name of
American
the stars?
named all of them. There's like Beetlejuice and
Andrew Jackson
R-41.
Oh, R-41. Oh.
And stuff like that.
Oh, I know Andrew Jackson. He's on the
That's a name of a star?
Yeah.
He was a star.
Yeah, he's on Lincoln's
for
belt.
what he did to Native Americans.
Yeah, he's on Lincoln's belt.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm. When you look up in the sky. I know, like, outside of America, they say it's Orion's belt, but it's really Lincoln's belt.
Is it by, like, the George Washington Nebula?
I'm not sure.
Potentially.
Maybe. I haven't looked at that map lately of the American skies.
What's your favorite state in America? If not Ohio.
State of Denial. It's the best one to be in.
Where is that?
Everywhere. And
that's why it's so good.
It's the best place.
State of Denial. What do you like to deny?
Everything. It's right across the street from the House of Delusion. It's great.
Oh, okay.
It's a great place to be.
It's a state across the street from a house.
From a house.
The state of denial. So nothing, you don't like to deny anything specific.
I like to deny everything.
Yeah,
the best,
as long as you can. Denial is awesome.
Yeah,
because you can deny anything you want.
I mean, it's my world.
Just use denial.
But here it is.
Denial's a river in
America.
America.
The sandy part of America.
Yeah, the Mississippi.
Exactly.
Is denial.
Denial. It flows into the Gulf of America.
That's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, it goes into the Delta.
And thank God that now we can call that body of water something.
It was just nothing. It was for so long that we didn't even know it was a gulf, because I thought golf was on a green, putting into a...
That's what you thought.
Yeah, but golf...
Gosh.
Instead,
it's water.
Water?
What is it? Is it ground or is it water? Is it is it golf course water or is it a giant bay?
You do have water on golf courses.
That's what makes it more confusing.
Right?
It's like, is that the Gulf?
I wonder if anybody hit their golf ball all the way across the Gulf, though. Like,
probably Paul Bunyan.
After
you could do it from like Texas to Florida.
Probably. Before or after he made...
Paul Bunyan's just like way too big,
He probably sat there and made the golf. It's his butt crack. That's like his butt seat.
He just sat down one day.
And was like, golf. He was taking a load off. That was actually his sigh of relief.
Yeah.
After traveling from the Grand Canyon in Nevada and shit, he sat down with his blue ox and was like, golf. And then he got up and
created it.
And yeah.
He just kind of created everything in America. Florida has happened because he...
First of all, he's a giant white guy.
Of
course he made America.
He took a shit and that was Florida.
Yeah.
And then Florida became...
Not really. He took a shit and then he stepped on some of it, and that's the panhandle.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I got it though.
Yeah.
So it's turd.
There was nothing there before.
Yeah. That's why it's also marshy, because it never gets fully dry because it's shit.
Yeah, he didn't care about it either. He just like stepped on it. He wasn't like, I'm gonna form this into Florida.
Do you think it was his or the Blue Ox's shit even? Like maybe
I thought it was his.
You thought
That's
it was
what I
his?
was taught. That's what I was taught. That's what I learned.
Taught. Maybe it's the big giant Blue Oxes.
Yeah, that's what I go to school to learn stuff like that.
As long as you go to school
education.
to learn everything within America.
Yeah, well, when I was in school, like 9/11 happened while I was there.
Oh.
And so that's what I learned at school.
Where were you on that? What grade were you in?
I was in high school. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't in school. I was out.
Oh, you were skipping school.
I got kicked out of school before that. Yeah, but I would have been in 3rd grade.
Fair. I thought you was gonna say like middle school or high school. You said 3rd grade.
Yeah. I was too young for them to show it to us. But that's what I learned while I was in school.
Too young. I feel like
they weren't showing it to us on TV. They didn't show us. It was annoying.
I thought they showed it every class.
That's what I learned at school. It's just that like 9/11 happens. That's what I was taught. So it's like the terrorists are my teachers too, as much as my teachers were. They showed me the way.
Teachers can be terrorists though, you know?
Yep.
Always fucking talking about homework and trying to make you think more.
They're domestic terrorists.
I think they are.
Yeah, well they're kind of like bullies.
I think they are. They always want you to do something by a certain time. It's like
yeah, you better come
back
back
here. Like a due
here.
date or assignment date or something. Like,
yeah. You better come back here with this done.
And they're always watching and they're checking their little list to make sure you're there all the time and shit. Bullies. Stalking bullies. That's what I say. They're
like coming up with all kinds of rules to keep you in line. Like,
and then
it's like, that was stuff that they just made up.
Right. And then micromanagers always making sure you're doing it right and go back and correct it and shit. Like, pressure, we don't need that.
I know, like I did it and then it's still not good enough. And they're like, you better do this better the next time so that I like it.
And then the worst,
so that you look good in my eyes.
Is the teachers that keep giving you chances upon chances. Like, bro, I did it once. Let that be done and good enough. Don't keep correcting me so I can come back. Like, let it just be wrong and be done, okay? Like, stop trying to teach me.
I know, there's going to be more assignments anyway.
Right?
Like,
you might as well just move on. Brush over it and move on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And, like, math and whatever.
Math is cool.
Like,
I like numbers. Imaginary numbers. They're imaginary. You can make it up. Like, that's how I think math is interesting. Also, with math, this PEMDAS, there was an equation online that everybody, either the answer is 25 or 5, I can't remember. But depending on your operations, you get the different answer. I lost math, everybody. I talked about math and then he took a drink and was like, fuck this. Math.
You said like something could be 25 or 5.
Yeah.
That sounds like a tough one to figure out.
Just depending.
If it could be 2 answers.
Yeah. I mean, everything could be 2 answers. Everything could be.
I think everything
could be a multiple different answers. Have you heard of the multi-universe? The multiverse? Marvel's multiverse?
I've heard of that too. I've heard of just like the multiverse and the Marvel one. Mm-hmm. The Marvel one is just like, this has to have superheroes in it or something. It's like, go to another universe and there's superheroes over here too.
Why are there superheroes in every universe?
I know. Like, couldn't they do...
How come they always have to be superheroes? How come they couldn't be like, oh, there's a super farmer in this one and he farms and cultivates in 2 months versus like a year? Like,
they could have done anything like IT specialists or whatever.
Yeah, like how come they have to be super strong superheroes or disappearing? How come they can't be like, this superhero
different universes
is a super mechanic and can fix cars by just looking at them and thinking of like,
they're never doing something practical.
You know what I mean?
They're always just like, I have super strength, or like I can see.
Can you wash my dishes though? Can you wash my fucking dishes quick?
That would be a superpower enough. I think, like, let's start there.
How about laundry? Bitch, can you do my laundry in a supernatural form?
That's all that they do. It's just like do laundry.
Damn.
At least we're getting some AI like robots.
Did we just make super servants out of everybody.
That's what robots will do. But it's better to have one of those than like a guy that fights crime. I don't know. If it's a superhero that fights crime, he's going to be going off of his own morality. You can't control that. And
also, too, I feel like the crime that they also fight is like super villain. It's subjective. Crime. Yeah, like, bro, I don't care if...
They're like, I don't like that over there.
Yeah.
Then he lets something else go.
Right?
Yeah. There, it's just like any
because they try to stop supervillains, right? And the supervillains, the reason the superheroes are there because the villains are so super at being villainous.
Yeah.
They need to be stopped. So, like, okay, also, too, the Joker just wanted to make people fucking smile. Like, he just wanted to make everybody laugh and smile. And Batman just wanted everybody to be all mean and bitter and depressed.
Yeah.
And
he wanted to keep everybody tame. Like, let's make sure everything goes back to normal.
And he should not be categorized as a superhero because he has no superpowers.
He's basically just like a law, like court of law.
No.
Like a law and order candidate.
He's a bro that lost his parents that has a whole bunch of money. He's a bro. Yeah. Bruce Wayne is a bro.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And look at the makeup. Not the makeup, but like, look. He's a bro. He
just hates it when people aren't bros, too. And you, like, fight some...
Yeah.
It's like, you're not enough of a bro. You're just, like, a criminal.
The Joker wanted everybody to be happy.
Be on, like, civilized society where we all want to be bros or whatever. He's like, you're not popular enough.
Exactly.
And stuff like that to the criminals.
Exactly. Joker, you're weird. Poison Ivy, you wanted everybody to smell good. Batman didn't like that, you know. Catwoman just wanted to, like, you know, put a book on everybody. Oh, that too. I guess. And Batman was upset with that. But we're not talking about Batman specifically. I'm just talking about superheroes, but Batman just, you know, got on my nerves. Maybe because he's like representative.
He's like a gateway between regular people.
He is, because he's literally without that activity belt or whatever, activation belt, whatever. He's just a rich white dude.
And he's got like a real nice car.
He got a Batman, I'm not gonna lie, he got a dope Batman layer. And he probably has other secret layers that we don't know about, like the Cat Watusi, you know, room. He got a Diddy room back there somewhere.
I think probably. Yeah, he's probably in with
he doesn't call it Diddy, he calls it Batty. That's my Batty cage.
Diddy is a superhero a little bit. He is to me anyway. Oh yeah, the Diddler, wow.
That's what they said, the Diddler.
So like Batman. So when you get to that
Sean
level,
Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy Combs is your superhero? Is your hero?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Of course. Like, wait. You said it like, of course. Like, you didn't see my Sean John when you walked in? Like,
it's just some people, when they get to that level of fame, it's like, all you can do is emulate them. You're like Diddy. I'm starstruck by lots of people, lots of celebrities, but Batman, I feel like it's like Diddy in that way. If you get to that high of a level, so he probably has some stuff going on, but we overlook that because he's Batman, and we all love Batman to a certain extent. Everybody loves Batman.
I think also it's interesting.
What's the most beloved one?
What superheroes?
Which one do you like the most? I guess I kind of like Spider-Man.
I like Hawk. He smashes. Like.
That's a good one.
Hawk smash.
Do you like that he gets real angry?
Yeah. You have to because he's like, okay, calm down, everybody. Because the Hawk.
It's impressive that he can get that angry.
He's Bruce Banner, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So he's Bruce Banner. He's calm. He's intellectual.
He's not just the Hulk.
Right. So he's calm and cool. He'll have a sip of wine.
You can be two things. There's like everything is two things.
But then once somebody pisses him off, he's like, "Yo, calm down. I don't want to get angry, y'all. I don't want to get angry."
Yeah. He's
and
like,
then somebody,
it's Bruce Banner right now. Let's keep it that way.
Right. I got my Starbucks, my Starbies. I'm chilling.
He's not walking around telling people like I'm the Hulk.
No, but he's like, please don't make me angry.
But then it happens, and he's like, oh shit, like
now I have to be angry. I have to be. So
it's impressive how angry he can get, and that he's good at that. Like, not everybody can get that angry, and it's kind of like
he gets cosmically,
it's a big display of like power and dominance to be that angry.
Cosmically angry, you know.
Yeah, he's
gamma.
He's an alpha.
He gets gamma. He's gammified angry.
Yeah, he's more than an alpha. He's a gamma.
Gamma.
Yeah, and that's something to appreciate. That's something to something.
The best part of the Avengers movie, the first one, the very first one, the movie was so stupid all up until the point when Captain America turns to Hulk, and it's like fucking 3 hours into the movie, and he turns to him, he's like, Hulk, smash. That's when the movie gets nice. Like, he starts smashing, rah, rah, rah. And then he, tosses Loki. But also, too, in those movies, it's interesting, these superhero movies. Think about, we always see, like, the superhero and then the villain and everybody fighting. But just think about that person that woke up in the morning to go to their job, they exercised, they ate their breakfast, they got their coffee, and they're on their way to their job, and then they get hit by an alien something because Hulk just threw something over that way, and they were like, oh, all the innocent bystanders is what I'm talking about of these intergalactical conflicts that only happen over New York and Chicago. It never comes to Columbus. That's okay. But it always happens in America.
Yeah, it's like they're only hanging out in the biggest cities. But then, like, the Thor will get thrown into the building that you work in. Like, you could just be working, and then, like...
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, hey, how can I... Oh, God, I'm dead. Like...
I know. They do a lot of damage.
Yeah. And no compensation. Like, my family, there's no memorial for those people that died in all of the movies. Innocent bystanders who just went to work.
Yeah, people are happy that they're gone, that they could have died at the hands of a superhero.
Afterwards, they just start cheering in the streets like, yay, thanks, Thor, for tearing our building down. Like, it's going to take months of recovery. And then you think, like, when they come to the next movie, there's never any homeless people from these things. They always show the city always rebuilt, like nothing ever happened. And you're like, I'm pretty sure that building wasn't there last movie.
Yeah, just like the way that TV shows and work that way.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a sitcom, some person will have destroyed all of everybody's like relationships in the last episode by doing something horrendous.
1 week later, it's back.
Then they're all friends again. Like, oh.
You know how many times The Simpsons became millionaires in one episode, and then they're back to their little dented up car and.
Yes.
In Springfield,
that's the worst thing about TV is that.
It's unrealistic.
It gives an unrealistic picture to the rest of us. But it's like, it's so unsatisfying that they're...
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they're really stuck in a thing where they can't get it. It's like movies are better.
Stuck in a Twilight Zone. Because Bart will forever be 8 years old. He's never going to grow old.
I know, yeah.
Or wait, he's 10 and Lisa's 8. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They'll never wear different outfits. Unless it's written into the script.
So, like, what extent does it work that way in real life? I'm going to turn
Is that why? That's cool.
It's a little dark.
Is that why we think everyone thinks we live in a simulation? Because everything is so repetitive and unrealistic?
I have a question to ask you about simulations.
Simulation?
Which is that... never mind.
Okay.
I'll go into it in a minute. But it's like does it work that way in real life where like a TV show where it's like you get together anywhere if we're like out doing stand up at a place.
Yeah.
And some socially horrible thing happens, which I feel like doesn't really happen in Columbus. I feel like we all overlook everything anyway. But it's like, does it work that way in real life? Do we overlook a embarrassing thing or horrible thing that happened and just forget about it, and then the next time we see each other?
Yeah.
So it's like...
Some people do, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I think it's a coping mechanism.
And is that influenced by TV? Should we remember shit more? Where it's like, should we forgive people less or something?
yes and yes and yes. It's all.
Do we end up working it like a TV show too much, where we think
it just resets and
like just forget about everything?
I don't think we relate it to a television so much, but I think it's just sometimes difficult conversations are hard to have for people, and then because difficult conversations means I have to call you out while being accountable for myself.
Yeah.
So, and people don't want to do that.
Difficult conversations probably happen too seldom.
Yeah,
because of
course it does.
Yeah.
It does.
How much of those should we have? Should we have...
It depends on your value system and what you feel equitable.
Because we have few enough of them that it's like the world or the country treats it as unnecessary enough.
Well, you have to understand, if you have a difficult conversation, is everybody ready to have the conversation? Because some people aren't ready to hear and listen. So
yeah, and that's who we're catering to a lot of the time.
Right. And
they can't take that.
They're American, and we all live in denial, so we don't want to hear. That's how I see it.
Yeah, like we're all a part of it. So
yeah.
It's like treating everybody equally.
Yeah. It's like that general ass memo you get at work that we all know who the culprit is, who did whatever, but they talk in this blanketed general statement like, whoever's not clocking in on time, can you please not? You're like, what the fuck? We know it's her. Like, why are you telling everybody? And so I think also too, people are just fucking scared, as it relates in the comedy world, because you said like something happens, or if something happens, people try to brush over it. My whole thing is, a lot of times people either will talk about it with the wrong audience in mind, or two, you talk about it on the wrong platform. Either save the shit for the stage or save it for the person directly, but taking it to Facebook and stuff is like,
there's a lot of this like indirect, like you're saying it over here.
Yeah, it's very general, and like put a name on it, call the person out, have a conversation like adults, and then you know what I mean?
The expectation isn't there for all of us to just like confront people directly.
No, that's true. And it also depends on situations, though.
So people do it in guises where it's like they're talking about some other thing, but they mean it for them.
I do that a lot too. It's also very passive aggressive as hell.
Yeah, well, everybody does that.
Yeah, I do.
But I guess that I think it'd be better if we were more confrontational.
Well, but see, confrontational has a negative connotation about it. Confrontational doesn't necessarily mean it has to be
a fight.
Angst. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be anger filled or anything.
But sometimes
conflict is just a disagreement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're in discord or whatever. So it's like
people have too much an aversion to disagreements.
Yeah. Just because I disagree doesn't mean I hate your guts and we're never going to talk again. We just don't see eye to eye on that specific topic.
Yeah.
And for us, it's like, as far as the community in Columbus and stuff, it's so funny, the comedy community. Because we could do a lot of great things together.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of egos out there.
There are a lot of egos.
There's tons of egos. It's interesting. But...
There's cliques and stuff like that. It's like people are going off and then they kind of decide that they'll get a perspective of the comedy scene on their own, the clique will.
Yeah.
And then they'll start influencing people just with that perspective.
And I don't know.
Which is like good and bad.
I don't know. I guess for me, I've been, I kind of been like I don't want to say a chameleon, but I move in between cliques. Like I could be nice and friendly with everybody, but I don't want to attach myself to any clique or any one person or mainly because
I try to mostly be nice and friendly.
Yeah, that's it. Be cordial and civil with everybody.
My clique is this podcast. Like that's the thing I do.
My clique is the crew in my head that we talk every day, all the time. So yeah, that's my crew. I have people I talk to more so than others. but I'm not gonna say we a clique. You know what I mean? They just good friends and we have great conversations.
Now let's go through who's funnier. I give you two people. You say who's funnier between them.
Okay. If you want to play this game.
No. I don't.
I'm gonna say we want to start some shit now.
We're not going to. I thought about playing that game earlier. Then I was like, oh,
that's toxic as hell.
Yeah, that'd be impossible.
That's horrible. And you know, it's crazy because I didn't know before coming a comedian. It's not nice to say people ain't funny.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes you don't laugh and they're not funny, it's because it's kind of shooting down their art. Like, oh, they're not really an artist. They're not really. But
yeah,
people.
I wouldn't say that to anyone that I thought was unfunny.
Well, no, I wouldn't tell them like, yo, you're not funny. Unless like we have a camaraderie and I'm joking.
Besides that, like other people have told me I'm funny, not in the comedy world. I know that like in the comedy. For stand-up in the way that it's treated is like, well, you're only funny on stage. But it's like, I also like to remember when, before I did stand-up, there are like people that thought that I was funny. No. It's like, I lived a life before coming here.
I was
like
funny, damn it.
That was funny too, also.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's not professionally funny.
Yeah.
But.
It's still funny though.
Yeah, well, I was funnier in like college, I would say, as far as I know.
Why did you feel like you were funnier in college? As opposed to now actually purposely being funny on stage?
Maybe I could be that funny again.
So wait, time out. You don't hear that?
That's the porch.
Okay, I'm making sure it ain't no bitches y'all tied up in the basement like, help. Like, I need to know. You know what I'm saying?
I bring you over here anyway. It's like when I haven't completely silenced them.
I mean, you thought the medicine was gonna look. You got nighttime severe up there on the shelf.
Yeah,
so and the bottle is half gone. Don't ask
too many questions. It's
and like, the bottle is half gone.
There's some loose ceiling porch that's like rattling.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yes, I'm saying like maybe just because I was younger, things seemed like funnier or whatever. I'm like old and jaded now, but I'm still. I mean, it's still.
I see what you're saying.
It's still funny.
Maybe because you've gotten a little older and you have more responsibilities, and because like in college, I guess.
Well, it's just like when you're younger, things are a bit more whimsical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more serious now.
Yeah.
Ain't shit funny. Ain't that much funny anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Ain't that much shit.
Yeah, well, I feel like the world might have gotten a little less funny too. And by that I mean too much comedy in the market, like on YouTube. Too much to laugh at.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
We're all like laughing.
Shit ain't. A lot of things on the internet aren't that funny, and people are like, "This is like anybody." Has anybody ever sent you a clip and they give you all these laughing emojis behind it, and they're like, "Oh my god, you gotta watch it." You watch it like, the fuck am I watching?
Right.
And you're like, this wasn't funny. My kids do it all the time. They show me shit, and then I show them stuff like, Mom, that's not funny. So it's comedy is subjective, and then it's interesting that I find that we're laughing at idiocies a lot, just stupid, mindless, or what people do is they take some sound that was somebody else originated, whether it be a song, a movie, or somebody's stand-up, and then they do a visual over it, and then that's viral, and you're like, yeah,
they
that's
like
cute.
Criticize it in some way, like
not
do their own
maybe
spin on
criticize it, but do their own spin or dress up as the characters and act it out or something.
Yeah,
and you're like, man, that's cool and creative, but unless you gave the person their credit in the beginning, you're kind of taking their art and just putting a mask over it and putting it as your own, setting it out there as your own. And for me, it's like, we've created all these content creators from actual creatives. You know what I mean? It's just, this is their watered down sequel to the original. And while it's making them money and it's entertaining, if you dive deeper into it, it's like, damn, people don't have original thoughts anymore. So everything's an adaptation of something else.
Yeah, I think we're definitely in era where that's happening.
Yeah, nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, at least for like this past 5 years and like maybe for a few decades in the future.
I'm
like
gonna say the last
like
20. I feel like.
Yeah, well, I feel like it can be more original again, but people are being a little like boring or whatever. Where it's like Shane Gillis, I'm not a huge fan of, but like he's the big name, and he's just like kind of funny.
He's mediocre. Most of the time, you see they're mediocre at best.
Yeah, like all the people that are big names now, they have like really mediocre comedy.
But back in the day,
back like 20 years ago, the best comedians were like really hilarious.
You were like, oh, that's so fun. Oh. Like you raced to go get it on bootleg. You know, now it's just so, like some you said, it's so saturated.
Yeah, some of it is that there's so much to laugh at, and like we've laughed at all of it.
So now your laugh box is dead. Like ha, ha.
It's like there's still plenty to laugh at, but it's like people aren't being original enough, or they're giving too much credit to like mediocre comedians. I mean, Joe Rogan's comedy is sort of mediocre, but like all the people that are famous stand-ups. But the thing, like the new thing in stand-up is Kill Tony, and all the people
that's what you like.
Right, yeah. But even all the people that go on there, if they did well, they just kind of like did some puns, you know? Where it's like the jokes of today are just like a line where it was a pun. And it's like, oh wow, that's so hilarious. Like you get so much credit for doing a play on words. Just like, oh, that's hilarious today, according to Kill Tony.
You did play on words in elementary school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's like the thing that we're in right now that we need to get out of is that it's very low level.
It's not even fully clever wordplay.
Yeah.
And then again, whatever platform and whoever is successful on it, kudos to them. You know, no shade or anything. But I found that too. Like I was like, who's this Kill Tony everybody keep talking about? So I watched it and I was like, it literally is just people coming up and talking a little bit and y'all being offensive and roasting one another, and that's it. Comedians on there, the jokes, while they're funny and everything, like ha ha ha, they're not like, oh shit, I need to go follow their career, because I could tell. For me, I don't feel like people are taking their spotlight on Kill Tony and wanting that to be their jump shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, that may have worked for one person because everything aligned for that one person that one time. You're not that one person. Find your own jump shot. Like,
yeah, and there's got to be more of those, and
tons more. There's got to be,
and ways of doing it, and ways of making stand-up different.
Right. And so it's like, and then also the demographic of the people who watch Kill Tony, they're okay, yeah, they're fine, but you're siloing yourself into the type of comedy that you're going to be as far as with Kill Tony. Like you're gonna be offensive. People are looking for you to be offensive in the Kill Tony-esque nature way, I guess. They're looking for those stupid one-liners that you did on Kill Tony. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a couple of Kill Tonys, not people that I know personally. They weren't funny on stage. They was very mediocre and offensive. And I was just like, wow. It was marketed that they was funny. I saw a clip online. It was an okay clip. Yeah. But then they came in and it was just so like,
the people that I'll tour off of it.
Yeah, and you're like, wow. Okay, this is okay comedy, but it inspires you to be like, well, shit, if they could do that bullshit, I'm actually writing great comedy. Yeah, that's lighter.
That's part of why I would like to watch. I watch Kill Tony is just to see how bad they do.
I mean, that's why you go to open mics too. Like, if you wanna do comedy and you scared, go to any open mic. You won't be scared anymore. Get up there and tell your jokes too. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Man, you don't blink that often, Matt.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's just
I gotta do more
I'm a
blinking.
Person. Typically, that's something your brain automatically does, Matt. Like breathing, blinking.
I'm doing it wrong.
Now you're asleep. Wait.
I overcorrected too much in the other direction. I was making up for all the blinking I didn't do.
No, and I'm a person
that's like, no, I don't blink. I just it's like fasting. I blink for a long time to make up for all the not blinking later.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's just also too, I'm a person, I'm like eye contact, but I've noticed
against my religion.
You have not fucking blinked.
Oh man.
Don't get me wrong.
I must have blinked sometime.
You blinked, but it's like you would be a champion at the staring game, bro. Like,
yeah, I must be in some sort of mode where I'm like, it'll be better if
you're focused.
I continue in a non-blinking way.
No, I know you're focused. Now if you start blinking, I'll think like now you're overcompensating. And now this is weird because you're blinking too much.
You put it in my mind about the blinking because it's supposed to be involuntary. And I
blinked at the same time though. Don't start blinking one eye. Oh, well, that's winking.
It's blinking, but just in different...
One at a time is winking.
Just at different times. Or it's like, if it wasn't time dependent, you know?
Yeah, then it would be just
then it is blinking.
A delayed blink.
It's like, no, I blinked. It's just that
it's like doing this with your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's one of those things that it's like, you can control it and not control it.
Yeah.
Like coughing is. So, yeah. But I've been coughing recently, and that's what I've been thinking about that.
Well, you haven't coughed yet.
I haven't coughed, no.
Thank you, because people
I guess
around
it's kind of
me
must
have
be
been
doing
coughing.
the same with like the blinking or whatever. If I'm not blinking enough, it's like I'm ready to go with this. So like no coughing. I told myself.
You told your brain no coughing, no blinking,
anything. Yeah.
Straight through this interview.
only words.
See, now the coughing starts. The blinking, see, I called him out on the blinking, and now the coughing starts.
But it's like the coughing, I really can't control it when I'm coughing, but it's like, it's a thing you can control and not. And so stuff like that really gave me anxiety when I was a kid, actually, like blinking.
Really?
Yeah. I thought about that, at least for like a couple months, where I was like, holy shit, what am I going to do about this blinking? But then I got past it. So like stuff like that gave me anxiety. Like falling asleep gave me a ton of anxiety for a while.
As a kid?
Yeah.
You thought you was gonna go where?
It was about like falling asleep. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to.
Oh, okay.
So then that can become a whole thing where it's like, you know, because it's supposed to be like involuntary or something.
Yeah. So
it's not.
Did you have trouble falling asleep then?
Yes.
What would you be doing
for a while.
as a kid? Just be up, like trying to make yourself stay awake?
Trying to make myself fall asleep.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, fall asleep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
You would just close your eyes and then not go to sleep?
Right.
Or you would close your eyes, didn't know you were sleeping, and wake up in the morning like, I didn't sleep! Like, once you did fall asleep, did you actually know what sleep felt like?
Yeah, once I fell asleep, it was all right. Then I was good to go. But sometimes it's like, it was like this quota that I felt like I needed to meet. It's like if you don't sleep long enough.
If you don't sleep those 8-hour days, 8 hours.
Something horrible will happen. And it's like, I actually never went through the entire night with not sleeping at all, I'm pretty sure. But, like, I would get pretty close sometimes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember anxieties as a kid other than my weight. That's it. That's the only thing I think about. Yeah. But
it's just something that we stumbled upon with the blinking and whatever.
Well, yeah, no, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, falling asleep.
Yeah, it was
I've never met a kid about
but I really
that they couldn't fall asleep. Most of the time, kids wanted to stay awake.
Yeah, well, like, if I go sleep over at somebody's house, then it was worse, because I'm like, now you have to try to fall asleep here. It's like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so then that stuff like that is with me sort of always. It's just like that'll come back and manifest itself as some other thing.
Of course.
Yeah. But the thing I wanted to ask you about simulations was that, because your name is Freddie Simone, and that could be, if you want to, interpret it as Freddie Sim 1.
Oh! Sim 1 is one of the cards that they have for your child support and stuff. Yeah.
Sim 1?
Sim 1 card. And I thought it was my card when it came in the mail because it said Simone. I was like, no, it doesn't say that.
But it's like you could be Sim number 1 or something like that.
I'm the very first Freddie.
Yeah, but like everything else is a simulation anyway, I would say. So that's like, it would be a good thing to call yourself, even though that's not what you're calling yourself. It's just like, that's a nice, happy coincidence that you are, because like people will for the rest of our lives be like, oh, we're in a simulation, but it's really like we are realizing that it is that. So being Sim number 1 would be a lucrative title.
Maybe.
But does the idea of simulations ever, do you think much about it? Does that influence anything that you do?
Simulations, no. To think that, look, here I'm trying to get all serious and shit. I don't think we live in a simulation, but I can see how people think that because it's a lot of bullshit that's riding, and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And it's
a video game kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like outside of respawning or things like that, but it just doesn't seem real anymore. Like,
yeah,
A plus B doesn't equal C anymore, and it's just like I don't understand logic anymore. And
I think it's kind of like everybody's subjective realities are all clashing.
Yes, that's
so
what
like
it is.
We used to have a unified reality, and that kind of it's becoming decentralized, and now we got a bunch of realities, which I think is better that way.
Is it?
I think so.
Different realities.
It's more individualistic, which I prefer to something that's more like socialist.
Yeah, but when you have these individual realities, and I'm not trying to say like you have to broad stroke everybody, like everybody needs to believe one thing so we all get whatever. But sometimes individual, it bleeds out. And then like some people are so strong on their individual, beliefs that now it's so like now you have to push it on to other people, and now you're isolating yourself because you don't believe, and
it's a good thing as long as people don't get real strict about it and try to enforce it.
As long as there's like a good ebb and flow and understanding and empathy for the other people.
Because some people are like, no, I'm right, and
you're like, nah, you dead ass wrong, bro. Like,
yeah, and it's almost like the more that somebody says I'm definitely right is like when they're wrong, and they're just like creating a problem.
And right, because at that point they're refusing understanding of any other points.
Yeah, or they're making themselves like a closed circuit. Yeah.
But simulation, I forget the other part of your question. You said.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. This other part of simulation is because people, we're not respawning, but we're also doing GTA type shit. Like, we're sending bitches to space for just like 10 seconds. You know what I mean? We're like, you have AI.
It's like anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes.
It's an open map in like
of America.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's just
we could treat it like that, like an open map more. Where it's like if you weren't restricted to go down the same pathways in life. Yeah. Like I keep going back to this place, or whatever. Like I'm going to go to different cities or whatever. Like stand-up gives you the chance to do that. Where it's like now I have a reason to go to these places and like treat the nation and treat your life like it's an open map. Yeah. Is a good way of going about it, I think. Just like open everything.
Try anything.
Start stealing cars and whatever. Just like
beat some hookers up, take their money.
Right.
Yeah. Go on a nice helicopter killing spree.
Yeah.
Snipe time.
Find a helicopter.
Yeah.
If you get a hold of one. Mm-hmm. Fly up there with some hookers.
Also
and then push
think
them out.
it's a People probably feel like it's a simulation because we're all stuck in this mundane day after day. Especially if you go to work, you're stuck in this 9 to 5. You do the same thing Monday that you did last Monday that you're going to do in the next Monday, and the same bills are due every month. Your rent, your lights, whatever. Everything is still exactly the same every single day. Like, if you've ever watched the wonderful documentary called The Lego Movie, it kind of shows you that, like, everybody's following directions all the time.
Yeah.
Following directions. And the moment that you stop following directions, you can be creative and think outside the box and, be an individual. So
there's a lot of directions, and like when you get to a 9 to 5, that just becomes a sort of unnatural reality.
Yeah.
It's like if you're keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's not natural about life, because life is so, or like whatever, it's so continuous. If it was natural, but something like that becomes a
cog in a machine. You're just like existing at that point.
Yeah, you become more of a picture the more that you just do the same thing over and over again.
So I mean, and then also other reasons why I think people think we're in a simulation. If you look at how America is structured, from the East Coast to the West Coast, what you will find is a copy and paste of city grids, city streets. Every small town or every town has a main street, a broad street, a first street, second. So a Lincoln, they have MLK Boulevard or something, Malcolm X. They have all of these things strategically placed in the city and all of this all across the nation. So it's like, well, everything is copy, cut, and paste. So where's the originality? Then you go back to like maybe the internet. They somebody shows a scene and it's like it gets you very emotionally charged, but you're like, man, this looks familiar. This scene was already shared 5 years ago, but we forgot. Some people who were not on the internet forgot, or we've seen it, but now it's just a cycle of the same bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, we restarted the same bullshit. Yeah. So that's why we feel like we're in a simulation. There's no stopping. It's like at the Matrix, where at the end, he's like, well, we're going to hit reset and start this bullshit again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Seems like people do just kind of like take on the same problems like the last generation. Or it's like whatever the youth is doing now, it's like, it's actually just kind of the same as what we were doing, rather than like, they're into all this new shit.
It's the same with small variations, but it's still the same. It's human nature. Like, it's fucking human nature.
So you view like a simulation as just like a repetitive thing. Oh, okay.
Repetitive, and
I guess I kind of view it as that it could be anything.
A simulation?
Yeah.
I think a simulation is anything that works on autopilot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
do you ever play The Sims?
Yeah. Kumansnanen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If we set up things, you set up that they have a schedule to go to work. You set up when they're hungry. You put food in you know.
But somebody else is dictating all of it.
Yeah, but the sim is going along and following the paths it's supposed to follow in the simulation that you created. So, I mean, I feel like the Illuminati is showing us through Sims. I remember when when it first came out, SimCity was so fun and cool on Apple. Like,
SimCity is fun.
Because it's like, ooh, I could create a whole city grid and, oh, shoot, Godzilla came and stomped everything. You know what I mean? But for me, after being grown after a while and thinking back, like, wow, they just showed you how they manipulate you. You know, especially with The Sims, how they could put you in specific areas and neighborhoods and give you certain foods.
The government kind of treats all of us like Sims.
Well, not government so much, but
God. God has us doing
Hold that one for a second. Not necessarily God, but not necessarily government. Yes, government too, but the corporations, people, social stimulators and things like.
Yeah, like we have a limited number of foods that we get to eat.
Right.
So they have us like returning to their food all the time.
Right. So it's Like, why control that aspect? For what reason? And there's always bigger reasons. But God, I feel like God himself, and I know we talk every now and again, but I think God is a hoarder. And I think he needs an intervention.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Why?
It's too many things.
What is he's just collecting stuff in heaven?
No, not in heaven. I think so I'm writing a bit. I'm working on it.
Okay.
So this is part of my bit. So it's basically like it's a intervention for God. It's all the other deities, right? Even though if you believe God is the only God, I get it, but open your brain a little bit for the joke. There's other deities up there. Krishna, I don't know the names of them other ones. Muhammad, Allah.
Yeah, there's some other ones out there or whatever.
Buddha, he up there too. He got his stomach hanging out.
Uh-huh.
And they're confronting God, and they're like, hey, God, we need to talk. We notice you've been holding on to a lot of things, and, the things on earth, you just need to clear some of them out. And he's like, look at these bones. Like Buddha says, like, look at these bones down here. These are dinosaur bones that are like 3 million years old, and they're still sitting there under the sand and shit. It's time to get rid of them. Look at the humans. I don't know, cars. I was playing on hoarders and God, but I'm working on it. So
okay. So what does he collect? He collects
everything. That's the problem. Everything on earth he has collected. So
that's like all his.
Yeah. So from when
he's very possessive. He has a lot of possessions. He has a lot of
everything. Basically, I'm trying to get it to where everything he tells us that we shouldn't, like, we should like uphold, like, your worldly possessions, don't be attached to them, and like honor your mother and father. Like, God's like, I don't have no parents. Like, what I mean? Like, who am I supposed to listen to?
Oh yeah.
And his panel of bros.
Yeah, he doesn't have to listen to anyone.
Right. He's like, last time anybody listened to their bro, my son ended up dead. You know what I mean? So it's like,
he's got. I mean, he's been cheated by the system
so many times.
Who's he gonna listen to? And now,
who does he depend? Who does God lean on if he's God?
Yeah, so now he's just like going into some harmful behavior. He's
so that's why he started hoarding.
He's telling us to give up our possessions. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you should really. That makes you good.
The problem is, I think he realizes humans were his was
God's
shit.
A jerk.
Humans were his one, like, fuck, I messed up, but he doesn't want to admit it because God may not take accountability.
Why doesn't he just restart all of this, like, make it better again?
No, because then that would admit accountability in his mistakes, and he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to admit that because he's omnipotent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's got that superiority complex.
He's like, and he's
who's
just
even
like,
who's even gonna touch that?
Like, so Buddha's like, bro, it's okay. You made a mistake. Let's clean this up. Let's get it out. Yeah. And God's like, psh, I don't know what. Look at all these cars. Since the dawn of, they start making cars, I collected them all. I didn't take them nowhere. And it really plays on.
He spares none of them. He gets everyone a Volvo. He's got a Buick LeSabre.
They're buried somewhere on this earth.
He's like, I don't like a Buick LeSabre, but I'm not going to throw it away.
Why would I?
Keeps it, yeah.
Why?
So got a Ford Taurus.
It's almost like, there's nothing new under the sun. It plays to matter cannot be created nor destroyed, just, transferred.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, bro, you got to get rid of, like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm working on that. It's a long run joke, like short story.
Yeah.
Intervention type stuff. But.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's funny because I've shared that idea with a couple people, and they just stare at me with no blinks, and they're just like, okay.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
And it's so interesting. Well, I think it's interesting because it's just interesting. Like,
yeah, I think that it is.
It's very.
My camera is about to die, so we have to wrap up.
That's fine. I thought we talked about an hour anyway, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are funny, man.
You are funny as well. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome. Is this the wrap up?
Yeah, this is the wrap up.
Oh, okay.
See ya. Deuces.
Deuces. This is the wrap up. I'm Columbus's own Freddie Simone. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Freddie.Simone. Instagram, because this is the wrap up and it's done.